When $3,500 disappeared from their bank account, Mark and Pam knew they'd been hacked. They took it on the chin and reported it to their bank. Then their problems really started.
As soon as I got onto them, they were on the attack.
You broke the law. You did this.
Pam and Mark Harris are furious, frustrated and fed up.
It's really disappointing to see how little support and how quick they are to look for a loophole and to blame the customer.
Repeatedly ripped off in an international fraud, the Harrises say they're now at the mercy of one of Australia's biggest banks.
It's a bit of a blow, Simon, really. I mean, it's a lot of money.
Let's never stop imagining all the ways we can.
Sorry, it seems the CBA can not. It all began back in February when Pam's business savings account was hacked.
That was about $3,500, and so they were transactions made in London and Dublin and New York and Canberra and Melbourne and a whole raft of things.
It happened while Pam and Mark were tucked up in bed, about 3 a.m. When they discovered they'd been scammed, they duly reported it to the Commonwealth Bank.
There was no dispute about refunding that money.
Then their joint Visa credit card was hit. This time, the bank pointed the finger of blame at the couple.
You must have opened a link. You must have done something. And every time, they said it about 3 times, and I said, no, I didn't.
But CBA did end up coughing that money up. A month later, it happened again.
An SMS came through, please contact the bank, there's some suspicious transactions, and at that stage there was 19 transactions sitting in pending that had been made in London at 3 o'clock in the morning.
This scam hit hardest.
The issue we're talking about today is a hack on my card, on my business account, which was for $72,000.
Just take a look at the London shopping spree. Selfridges, about $50,000. Dior, $12,000. Louis Vuitton, $11,000.
All of this occurred within 1 hour.
The Harrises could clearly prove they had not made the purchases. They all took place at 3 a.m. Sydney time. Every time they've been scammed, they've received a prior email from the bank.
There's potential suspicious transactions. Please go into your net bank and indicate whether this is your transaction or not.
But now the couple say they're being stonewalled by their bank.
Eventually, person number 13 contacted me and said that they were declining any reimbursement because it was, even though it had not been investigated, he had made a decision that I was at fault and I'd clearly given this information to a scammer.
When a current affair contacted the bank, we were told that the Harrises could have provided the scammer with enough personal details to set up a digital wallet. CBA says it appears the Harrises could be the victims of what's known as an impersonation scam after being contacted by a fraudster claiming to be from the bank. CBA considers the most likely explanation concerning the establishment of the digital wallet is that Ms Harris disclosed her card's details and the net code. Interestingly, 2 charges in the latest fraud have been reimbursed. In one of the many telephone conversations with CBA, which Pam doesn't believe was recorded for training purposes, she copped it.
His comment is, you broke the law. You did this, you're at fault. You set in motion these transactions and this is what's happened.
The so-called investigator offered her 5% of the total scammed amount, adding,
if you accept this, you are agreeing that we have resolved this to your satisfaction.
So that figure of $3,500 is the 5% of the total?
It's 5% of the total that we've lost.
Are you going to take that figure?
Hell no.
The Harrises have been given the runaround.
When you ring, you get passed through 5 people. So there's customer service, then there's the dispute team, then there's the card team, then there's the fraud team, then there's the net bank team.
You both must be waking up every morning expecting to see another scam.
Oh.
I check it daily now, Simon. Pam, I suppose the biggest problem for her is that she just hasn't been sleeping.
Pam runs her own business. Mark is retired. They consider themselves to be pretty savvy.
I think we are. I'm terrified to open any link. It's been ingrained in us, I think to a certain extent.
They've been lifelong CBA customers. Mark's father worked in banking for 40 years.
And if he'd been alive now, he would have been horrified.
This amount of money at this stage in our life is an enormous impact.
It takes away a huge security blanket that we've always had there, you know, knowing that we've got this money in the bank.
So the Harrises are still $70,000 out of pocket. They have lodged a claim with the Financial Complaints Authority. Now it's over to the CBA with the question, surely the bank can do better.